Hey guys, welcome back to another Battlefield 6 news video, just to keep you in the loop of everything that is happening around Battlefield 6 and that you might not be aware of. And we got a few back-end fixes that were made today and yesterday, so especially these might go unnoticed. And we're gonna get right in with a Hitreg fix, and here Battlefield Comms posted that they were aware of reports of rare cases where bullets may not register damage correctly when hitting enemies. I personally would not call this rare cases because it seemed to happen quite a lot, but after investigating it, they found that this was related to a certain weapon attachment combination or several certain weapon attachment combinations, and a hotfix had been deployed earlier today to address these instances. And I gotta say that during the stream today I had perfect hit rate. There was barely any moment where I thought my bullets disappeared or something, so I think that this really did the job right here. And I also asked in a comment below that if they can name the weapon attachment combinations, so maybe that we know what caused it. And to this, Florian, the principal game designer, said that they are various and intermittent, so they can't really give a good list, unfortunately. But at least the hit rate seems to be a lot better now, and they have addressed this issue. Then moving on, they had also rolled out several back-end changes yesterday already. One of them is that they have increased the ticket count for some maps on Rush to the intended 100. They have reduced the muzzle velocity of the M2010 ESR and also the muzzle velocity of the PSR from 750 to 720, and shotgun projectiles will now take drag into account. A change that was made today though is that they have increased the out of bounds timer for vehicles on Manhattan Bridge, both on Conquest and Escalation, from 5 to 10 seconds to give players more time to turn back and get back onto the battlefield. And this was also made on player feedback. So you see this Battlefield Comms account right here. If you want to give feedback, you can give it under these posts, and then the developers will definitely read it. So if you have anything that you think no one gives feedback on, or a bug that you noticed and this is not a known issue, you can post this here as well. And in addition to this, they have also updated the ticket count for Conquest on several maps. So you can see the overview right here, which was neatly put together by Battlefield Bulletin. Thanks a lot for this. So on Cairo, Empire State, Sobek and Iberian Offensive, it went from 100 down to 900. On Liberation Peak and Manhattan Bridge, from 1000 down to 800, and Mirror Valley and Operation Firestorm down to 700. And this was made because a lot of games ended due to the time limit, but not because one team ran out of tickets. So they lowered the tickets instead of increasing the time limit to make the games end before the time limit hits. And then we have another very important bug that is also known by the developers and is also being worked on. And this is the bloom bug. And this was pointed out by Tactical Brit right here in an example over on Twitter, where he tap fires his weapon and then sometimes the bloom gets reset and then on other occasions it doesn't. And he pointed this out and said that probably the beta bug is back, but to this Florian again says that the beta bug was fixed, but they have identified another issue, so actually two issues that both impact dispersion or bloom, whatever you want to call it, in an unintended way and will cause you to have more dispersion or bloom at times, which especially has an effect when you auto-fire your weapon. So you just hold the trigger and auto-fire it, then your weapon gets increasingly inaccurate. If you tap fire it, so you shoot it in single fire or short bursts, then this bloom should theoretically be set back with every burst and every tap. But it seems like there's also a bug in Battlefield 6 where this setback or this reset doesn't happen. So this is basically what they're working on, and this is hopefully getting fixed soon. And what Story has also found out and posted here on Twitter is that it seems like sniper rifles are not 100% accurate unless you're playing as a recon class. So when you play as a recon, your bullet with a sniper rifle actually goes where you are shooting at, but if you play as an assault, for example, with a sniper rifle, then it's less accurate, and there is a chance that even though you're aiming at the right spot, your bullet is not going there. This isn't mentioned anywhere. It's not mentioned in the description of the proficiency of the recon, that the recon class has a higher accuracy with sniper rifles or something, or that the other classes have a lower accuracy. So this should at least be mentioned somewhere if it is an intended mechanic and not a bug. And then in addition to this, also again, Battlefield Bulletin has put together a nice list of known issues. So these are issues that the team is working on already and that you don't have to report anymore. So players bouncing off the assault ladder when jumping or climbing up, console players that can't adjust the acceleration settings, class active abilities that aren't working, the supply bag gets bugged sometimes when players deploy it on complex geometry. Then there's a bug which makes the reticles fly off screen when going from sprint to crouch. If you change your weapon loadout while playing, the cursor moves outside of the map in the deploy screen. The below radar mechanic that you have as a heli or jet pilot isn't working on the minimap when enemy vehicles are at a very close range. Then there is a potential visual bug which is causing the edges of the screen darken randomly. I had this on stream several times today. It's really confusing. Then the error message, no servers found. You have to purchase whatever the game or the premium version or whatever is being fixed via Portal server browser. Then unlock markers are bugged, and also players can't equip a new weapon attachment in the same match that they unlock it. So this is the bug where it always jumps back when you just unlock the attachment and you cannot equip it right away, but only in the next match. And these were all of the official fixes and changes and back-end hotfixes and updates that they've done so far, and all of the known issues we have. But I want to go into two more things that I've found out myself partially, but that I've also seen because other creators talked about it. And the first thing is 3D spotting when shooting. And I will go into this in a separate video as well, but I just want to bring this to your attention so as many players as possible know about this. So in Battlefield 6, when you shoot your weapon without any muzzle attachment, you will not only appear as a red dot on your enemy's minimaps, but you will also get 3D spotted as long as you're shooting, which looks like this right here. I've tested it today. So that's how I found out about this. So when you fire your weapon with either no muzzle attachment or with a converter or brake equipped, this will happen. You will get spotted as a red dot on the minimap as long as you're shooting, and also have this red dot above your head as long as you're shooting. So in case you were wondering that suddenly everyone starts shooting at you when you start shooting, this could be the problem. So what you can do is you do not equip a brake or no muzzle attachment, but you at least equip the flash hider, because the flash hider will stop this 3D spotting, so this red dot above your head. You will still appear as a red dot on the minimap, at least on a certain distance. If you wanna avoid this even more, you can use a suppressor, and there is no difference between this suppressor or the other ones right here, but you can use any suppressor, and then you will not have the red dot above your head when shooting, and you will only appear as a red dot on the minimap when you are within 15 meters around an enemy. So when you are in close range, they will still see you as a red dot on their minimaps, but if they're not looking at their minimaps, then they will not see the red dot above your head. This red dot of course disappears when you are behind cover or something, but if you are in line of sight of an enemy, they will see you if you're not using a suppressor or a flash hider. And I think this can really give you struggles, especially when you're trying to flank someone. And what you should know as well, what I also tested today, was scope glint, because this was a topic that you guys asked a lot during stream. And what I found out was that you don't have any scope glint on any other weapon than the sniper rifles. So if you play an assault rifle, if you play a DMR, no matter if it is with a 4x or a 6x optic, you don't have scope glint. Even with a DMR with a 6x, you won't have scope glint. And if you use 4 times, for example, on an assault rifle, which already gave you scope glint in Battlefield 2042 back then, in Battlefield 6 you will not have scope glint. So you can use these scopes on your assault rifle and you will not be seen. On the sniper rifles, however, this is different, because on sniper rifles you will always produce scope glint unless you're using an iron sight. Even if you use a 1.5 or 1x optic, you will produce scope glint with a sniper rifle. So on the sniper, it does not matter which optic you use unless it's an iron sight. If you use any of the optics or scopes, you will have scope glint and you will be seen by the enemies when you're aiming at them. So this is something you should be aware of, the 3D spotting when you are shooting and also the scope glint. So be sure to use a flash hider or suppressor on your weapons if you don't want to get 3D spotted every time you shoot a weapon. And as a sniper, it doesn't matter which kind of optic you use, so you don't have to worry about this. You can use the 10 times if that gives you a better feel for the sniper. Use this 10 times or the 6 times or whatever. It will have scope glint anyways. And that was it for today. These were all the news that were to cover. Tell me what you think about all of this in the comments below as usual. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe. And I'm gonna see you in the next one. I'm the Catwoman and you are awesome.